if you sit down here, just sit, you can literally feel something watching you sometimes. Not all the time. I mean, obviously it's if they're there or not, but I don't know that it's them per se. It might be, we also have the mountain lion.
Yeah.
But you just feel like it's a big animal that's there, you know?
Yeah.
And the road is a little bit scary.
A little sketch. Not too bad.
Not too bad today. Sometimes it's like all mud.
Oh boy.
This is Wolf Creek in just outside of Sutton, West Virginia.
Sutton, West Virginia. History of Bigfoot sightings, and you and your son David just happened, I don't know, I mean, you just happened to run the West Virginia Bigfoot Museum. Oh, yes. Man. So if you're ever in Sutton, West Virginia, check out the museum there in Sutton, because it's incredible.
With
check this out.
Fun roads.
Yeah, this is very tedious, slow road, but that's all right. That one looks like it's got the Loch Ness Monster living in it.
But yeah, this is definitely, I mean, there's been so many sightings in this region. One of the funniest ones was there was a whole family that would go out on their pontoon boat, a 12-foot pontoon boat, and they would go night fishing. And this is a popular night fishing cove off of the lake. And so they had all there was like 6 of them in this boat, and they had all just arrived at their location, their favorite location, and they had dropped anchor, turned off the motor, and they were all getting out their fishing poles when there was a splash, and they saw this dark head coming up out of the water, which we do have a lot of bear in the area, so they were assuming it was a bear. You know, they just thought, oh, this is a bear swimming across. And so they all lined up against the rail to watch this bear come out of the water, because it's a very steep slope, and I'll show you right where it was at, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it reached a big hairy arm up and pulled itself out of the water by its arm.
Oh, jeez.
And walked up the hill, up Bug Ridge here, on 2 legs. Never once looked back at him, so they didn't see its head. I mean, they didn't see his face. They just saw the rest of him from behind. And he just calmly walked up, never looked at him. And they were all excited, like, oh my gosh, what did we just see? What the heck was that? You know, I think that was Bigfoot. That's what people call Bigfoot, right? And all of a sudden it hit him. For him to get out where he got out, that meant he had swum under their boat. Oh,
jeez.
They were like, because this was like late afternoon before it was, they said it was just starting to get dusk, so they had a really good view. Like they said it was not dark at all yet.
Yeah.
They decided they did not want to do the night.
No fishing that night,
they were like, he was really big, and for him to swim under our boat,
wow.
They said that was done. So the next morning when we went to open up the museum, they were all lined up at the door.
Oh, really?
They were waiting for us because they were like, "You're not going to believe what happened to us last night." And none of them believed in Bigfoot up until that moment. They always thought it was just so goofy. This is...
Yeah, you should be all right. Just kind of take it a little bit. And a little bit more. Yeah, you're good.
Isn't this pretty down in here? You can imagine what it's like in full summer, but there's so much wildlife. This is where we got that wolf print that was 4 inches across that we were telling you about.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty amazing print that we were able to pick up. One of the other things is up this ridge a little bit is the big apple orchard. And there's a lot of sightings in and around the apple orchard in the fall. We think they're probably helping themselves use some really good apples. So
makes sense. And this all drains into Sutton Lake?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
It's one of the branches. It's one of the nicer ones to get to because it's actually not that far from town.
Yeah.
But it's actually fairly isolated. Now see this section right here, you can see where it's usually underwater.
Yeah.
So the lake comes right up to here.
Oh, wow.
And this is the beach.
Oh.
But when it's down for winter pool, you can see.
Oh, that's cool.
You can just keep walking.
Yeah, you can go all the way down there.
So they were actually just around this corner.
Fishing in their boat.
Yeah, I probably won't take the car.
No, yeah.
But, they were fishing just around this corner, and that's the ridge that he walked up. That's
oh my goodness.
Right there. Now Bug Ridge is right behind our place by the dam.
Mm-hmm.
That's The dam is literally on the other side of that ridge.
Yeah. Damn.
So there's been sightings up this ridge. This is where that call came from during our festival.
Oh, okay.
This ridge. And then at the other side is the dam. There's been a ton of sightings on the opposite side of the dam. We think they're crossing at the dam in the middle of the night, because there's been a ton of sightings on the other side as well.
Okay.
So we're thinking this is kind of the corridor right here. Isn't this cool?
This is amazing. Thank you for showing me this.
But yeah, this would be the spot. And
this
then
is the spot.
You can walk all the way around the corner, and it goes probably another mile.
Oh, really?
Before you're probably going to reach. I don't know. It depends on how much they have let their, because they're in the process of having the dam fill back up.
Oh, okay.
So it's wherever that's at, but you know, it's easy to see.
Yeah.
But this is all underwater usually during the summer.
Wow.
And this is the little beach head. That's why the stones are there.
Yeah.
Because the water fills up right to there.
Yeah, you can see where the water line is.
Isn't it cool?
Wow, that is neat. I almost thought I just heard something. Yeah, there's nobody down here either. Mm-hmm. That's the cool part about it.
It's very, the people up this hollow sometimes will come fishing here, but a lot of the fishermen that used to fish here have since passed on.
Yeah.
So there's no young kids that come down this way too much. Occasionally people will come from town, but it's easier to get to like Bee Run and the beach there and the marina. They're not going to come into this back section. Mm-hmm. So we would often just come and sit down here. Sometimes when the mud flats are fresh in the spring, if you can get down here before anybody gets down here with their four-wheelers, you can literally see the animals and their behavior in the sand and the mud.
Oh, and watch them
We got to see these wolves were chasing this deer herd through the mud, and you could see where the deer were like swerving.
Oh, wow.
And their feet were sliding in the mud as they were trying to race away from these there was at least 3 tracks, distinctly different. Mm-hmm. But the largest was 4 inches in diameter.
Jeez, that's huge.
And our neighbors have a Great Dane, and his are 3 inches. So it was bigger than a Great Dane.
Yeah.
Whatever it was a canine, whatever it was, but it was chasing these deer through the mud flats, and we were just watching the whole story unfold in the mud.
That's
right
so
in front of us.
amazing.
It was really cool.
That is cool.
I was glad we weren't here when they were doing the chasing.
Yeah.
That would have been a little alarming.
That would have been cool.
But this is where we were when we were being watched, too, by something.
Yeah, and you could tell, this is great for footprints, too, because you can see it's a little muddy out there.
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
And this is where that one big footprint was taken as well. Because these hills actually don't have a lot of springs necessarily on them, so they come down to drink.
Oh, okay.
And
so this is their primary water source.
And we think they're fishing a lot because there's been several sightings along the river as well as in the lake, and especially that one that's just around the corner. And it's so isolated. Like, you don't even see the marina from here. And yet it's that close. It's a little crazy. You can see why this is like a road right through the hollows, through all the ridges. Yeah. And that's why we're kind of wondering if this is where they're using to get down to the lake. A lot of people comment about, the festival grounds. They're like, oh, we feel like you could just step right out of the woods here. And usually I'm just like smile and wave, yeah. But honestly, there's been sightings all around the festival grounds.
Holly Gray?
Yeah.
Yeah.